but I have a feeling this is going to be a very good game.
Desperation's a pretty good incentive.
That's right.
For both of these teams. Bronny James with Ozias Sellers, who's been shooting the ball really well.
Pretty effective. Let's see how USC attacks it.
Boogie Ellis, 12 to shoot at the wing. Pope steps onto him.
Factor in this game as well, JB, is what speed the game is played at.
Great find by Bronny. Late clock
players would panic here. The late clock, they probably just shoot that three, but Bronny takes the baseline and finds Page for the dunk.
Hey, Coach Andy Enfield, pretty blunt this week.
Down his first three. And you look at their roster and even look out on the court right now, you would say they're probably a really good rebounding team, but they just aren't.
Pope brings the basketball. He's now hit a three in 13 straight games.
He's going to be motivated today. You said this the other night. You wonder how that mask is going to affect some guys. Some guys it does, some guys it doesn't.
Skip over to Boogie from distance.
Stay attached to Pope wherever he goes. Skip pass here from Page, and that's deep three. That's well beyond, deeper behind that college line.
Philadelphia lane in the front court with KC Abekwe. They fall off him. He's looking for Pope. James on Pope defensively.
It's like the same game plan for Bronny and USC on.
Which goes to the top shooting guard in college basketball. Pope tried to thread the needle. Deflected and stolen by USC.
Unforced error. Boy, does those turnovers, especially live ball turnovers, they do get back in transition. Be jumpers.
Philadelphia, great in the pick and pop game with Pope. Here's KC Abekwe backing down Morgan. Joshua Morgan swats it away.
Look at the paint right now, JB, how wide open it is.
Sellers from Bronny spins out. Offensive,
JB, is when you have great spacing like that, you can attack the offensive board because all those defenders got to race back in there to try and get the defensive board.
Sellers below the break. He got it this time.
The line, because of the shot blocking, because of the athleticism, they get people to miss in there or turn it over like you just saw.
Good news, bad news. Their whole ticket of 2024 on Thursday night at UCLA. And another turnover. Bronny James leads the break. Had it stripped. Has it spin out. Page an offensive rebound. Now Bronny to the bucket. That's goaltending.
Just to finish that point on Pope, he needs to be ultra aggressive and not just look.
Pope slipped. They're shooting a good percentage, just not getting them up before they give it back. Down low. Right. Make that Iwuchukwu. Met by Shoal Marial. Fling it out to James. Missed the three. Battle for the board. And
there's a concerted effort.
Bronny James with the bucket and a couple assists so far. Rodman with single digits to shoot. Back to James, and now Ellis with three. Boogie creating his own. Well defended. Bronny James fouled by Christian Rice. So a 1-1 for USC.
USC points at the free throw line.
As they've missed their last 5 from the floor, Bronny James to the stripe, where he's at 69% for his debut season. Had a great game in Corvallis against these Bees. 15 points on 6 of 11 from the floor. There's a second. Bronny also coming off a 7-assist performance on Thursday against the Oregon Ducks.
The one thing that jumps off the page about Bronny when you watch him is he really understands how to play. You know, he takes what the defense gives him. He seems to be in the right place defensively a lot. But just his IQ, you can tell that he's played a lot of basketball. Those are the kind of plays I'm talking about, where Pope's got to be aggressive, make the USC defense react, and then get other guys good looks.
Good job by the Trojans to clean their defensive board. Rip through the face.
The more he plays, the better he's going to get as this goes along.
Been a good rip
challenge for Oregon State offensively. This is as good a defense as I've seen USC play. Always any favors by catching it, holding it, looking at it, ball stopping. They got to get that thing moving.
All 3 of Bilodeau's misses have been tough shots. He's yet to earn a free throw. Johnny Wright looking to extend USC's largest lead of the game of the day for Wayne Tinkle's group. James' pass deflected. He wins it back. Christian Wright digging in defensively. For the first time for USC.
They've had some tough shots because the USC defense has been good. That wasn't one. If Oregon State's going to win this game, they have to convert plays like that.
Another illegal screen. This one
and went over the top of Ellis. Buckets have been hard to come by for Oregon State here.
Different schemes. Not just taking a lead, but then elevating it even more at the new year.
I can compile and at the rim and just become more of a motor guy. You know,
what effort from his former Prep teammate, Bronny James.
That's the IQ stuff I'm talking about. Bronny James sneaks in their season opportunity. So yeah, you're right. You don't want to go into the second half with 3 on Bilodeau, who's been the bright spot for you offensively here late.
Pope back on the floor to take from Jaden Stevens.
Well, I said this the other night at the UCLA game because they played him the same way, Pope, with Dylan Andrews for most of the game. If you're going to play, if you're going to deny and stay attached, it's 4-on-4 offensively. That favors the offense, and so the floor should be more spread
at this end. Pope, he's yet to miss. Doubled in the corner. What a play on defense. Boogie Ellis with Hornery on the move. It pinballs to Bronny. Just like they drew it up. We'll check
12 more shots or give me 7 or 8 assists in the second half. Marial getting
Bronny James on Pope. Bronny James hanging with Pope. Down Rodman.
See, that's a quick one from Bilodeau. Like, they've got him sped up with their intensity on the defensive end. Send it back.
James for 3. Missed it all. Weak side rebound to Kano.
Board as much. Especially with their bigs in foul trouble.
James tees up Rodman. Bronny James. No flinch mentality. Air balls on the previous trip. Berries on the return. Alone under the hoop. Marial. Morgan on the recovery gets the block. Bronny James in transition. Boogie. Bottom. Timeout Oregon State.
See, that's what I'm saying. Bronny James winning plays. Hits a 3 on the last one.
3 to teed up 3 and an assist. Maturity beyond his years.
Yeah, winning plays get you 19-point leads. Let's see if Oregon State has an answer here.
Christian Wright running this show. Play through Dexter Akano. Bilodeau flashes open and scores it for the Bees.
Good play on the timeout for Wayne Tinkle to get Bilodeau down there. If it's me right now, based on the way they're playing Jordan Pope, I'm playing through Bilodeau until they stop it. And that doesn't mean Bilodeau has to score every time, but let's play through him.
Extra pass, Sellers out of the corner. Bounce pass, Rodman. Good offense for USC. It's a 13-2 run to crack open their largest advantage, expanding the 15 they had at halftime.
A monumental defensive effort for Oregon State to come all the way back in this thing. Let's see if they can do it.
They're going to throw some zone at the Trojans here. James drives the crease, keeps that pivot foot. Over to Boogie, short.
Can you sustain it if you're USC?
Ellis to James, 10 to shoot. Bronny throws down to Wright, and a free throw to follow.
Again, just to hammer home the point about Bronny James, his presence of clock. He doesn't panic in late clock situations. He could have just forced that thing up because it was running down. Instead, took his time, found Wright down low. They get the and one.
While we're getting way ahead of ourselves, put yourself in Las Vegas. You'll be calling the Pac-12 tournament. Who's USC to take off?
I think you and I both thought it was going to go the other way.
There was an opportunity for OSU.
That it was going to give Oregon State a spark and get back into the...
For OSU has been ruled out for the rest of this game with an undisclosed injury. So the task gets even tougher for OSU. But there's 10.5 to go. Dexter Akano driving the action. Akano stepping back on Bronny.
We talked, I said earlier about Boogie only having 6 points, but I'll tell you what.
Oh, thank you.
To your point on Ellis.
Off the ball. He's proven he can play on the ball, but can you play on the ball and make plays for others? Make the game easier for other guys.
Akano with a couple of buckets for the visitors. We're going to stoppage next whistle, Don, but I want to ask you about what it might look like if and when Isaiah Collier returns as soon as next week, perhaps, for the Trojans as formerly go through that ceiling. With 6 minutes to go here at Galen Center. Akano against Bronny.
Collier, you got Kobe Johnson, Bronny, and now Sellers. And all those guys do it differently, but against defenses, you want shooting. Suddenly, because Collier's back, Sellers isn't playing anymore, or not getting the minutes he had. He may not get as many minutes because Collier's got to take some of those. I think his value will still be there.
Ornery hitting were loading up against him because the full complement of Trojans were not yet available. 4 minutes left to cover. Has not been OSU's afternoon. We're going to get swept here in LA, but I think this sweep is so much different in terms of how it feels and hopefully the impact it might have than the one in the mountains.
Here is that didn't allow them to win the game. UCLA playing much better of late. Like, they're playing way better than what their record says.
Bronny pointing to violation. It's a foul on Justin Rochelin.
Again, another late clock situation for Bronny where he makes something happen.
Victory signs up for Bronny. One time, put him up.
You mentioned the Bay Area trip next week for USC at Cal first.
Hope's got 14 points. What a find to the corner. He's shooting 35%. Bronny on the hit ahead. Ornery held up on that foul. Jaden Stevens continues to build confidence. It's his first three. Bronny off the ball fake. Rebound.
Collier comes back. The expectation for USC coming into the season was probably a little higher than it should have been. But in this day and age,